This is the S electrons are lost before D electrons lab. You've got some iron filings here, and you've got some iron 3 nitrate monohydrate. And when we make solutions with these two substances, we're going to see different colors. That's the point of the lab, that different electron configurations should yield different colors. One of your weigh boats might be a little dirty with brown stuff in there. Those are just iron filings. And so it's okay to just tap that out and place it on your scale. Once it's on your scale, make sure your scale is zeroed. If it's windy in the lab, you can cover the scale with your hands. That's a pretty nice zero right there though. And we're supposed to put 5/100ths to 15/100ths of iron filings into our weigh boat. And that was too much. That's pretty good. So take one of your test tubes and pour your iron filings into your test tube. You can see the iron filings there in the bottom of my test tube, and now we're here in the fume hood because you need to add about 4 milliliters of concentrated hydrochloric acid to the iron filings, and then make observations about the color that you see, because the colors that you see should be due to the, or are due to the electron configurations of the ions that are in solution. Now, we don't have graduated cylinders out for you guys today, so 4 milliliters is about the height of the thickness of 2 fingers. So I'm in the hood, I'm in the fume hood, and I've got my goggles on, and got my hydrochloric acid, which I'm going to fill my test tube with to the height of the width of 2 of my fingers. All right, that's close enough. That looks pretty good. In this next step, you've got parafilm, and the parafilm is in a little box in the middle of the lab, and it's just really fancy saran wrap. If you tear it a little bit, you can pull the paper off, and then you'll place the parafilm over the top of your test tube. Now, the purpose of doing this is so that the acid doesn't spill out, so you can shake it up a little bit. All right, and then make observations about the color after it's had a chance to react for a while. While your first test tube's reacting, prepare your second test tube with your iron 3 nitrate monohydrate. We just want you to take a small spatula, something like that, and place the monohydrate down here in the bottom, and then add again 4 milliliters approximately, which is about the height of the width of 2 fingers. Once the water's added, do the same thing with your second piece of parafilm. Do a little shaking, and then your reaction of your iron and hydrochloric should be done, and you can compare the colors. So now you can see the point of this lab. We've got in this test tube iron 3 ions, so they're a +3 charge. They've lost 3 electrons. In this test tube we have iron 2 ions, and you can tell I added a little bit more hydrochloric to see if I could dissolve more of the iron and to get the cloudiness to go away, but this one's a little green and this one's a little yellow. And the difference in the colors is because of differences in the electrons, which are excited and jumping out, quantum leaping out to excited orbital shells, and then jumping back to their original orbitals and producing photons of light. Well, The photons of light are going to be a different mixture of colors if there are a different mixture of electrons. That's the whole point of this lab. It's not the best lab, it's not the best demonstration, but these guys lost both of their 4s electrons. These iron ions lost both of their 4s electrons, and they lost one of their 3d electrons. So there are fewer electrons to jump here, yielding a more yellow color. There is one more electron that's producing color in this situation, and we see more of a green color. All right, now let's talk waste cleanup. You've got the parafilm, which obviously can't go down the drain. That's got to go in the garbage. The yellow solution of the iron 3 ions can just go right down the sink. And then rinse your test tube a couple times and put that back on your rack, upside down please. And then take the parafilm off. Again, the parafilm has got to go in the garbage. And here are our iron 2 ions. And over in the middle of the room, to keep that iron from going into the ocean, we're going to pour that into this waste bucket. Please do the same thing. Rinse this guy a couple times. And then you're going to find on the Schoology page my yellow tutorials folder. Inside there, you'll see practice quizzes folder. Inside there, you'll see Unit 4 practice quizzes for electron configurations and orbital diagrams. Work on that for the rest of the period until you get 100% on all of those quizzes. And good luck.